Deladon again.
We had a great year last year, won a lot of games.
CAA Hoops Weekly here at the Richmond Coliseum for the 2013 CAA Men's Basketball Championship quarterfinal action today here at the Coliseum. And Rob, we had 3 great games today, all of them coming down to the wire.
We talked about in our preview show during the last couple weeks of the regular season how close all the games had been. It carried over to the tournament today. 3 games played today, all decided by 6 points or less.
Well, let's begin with the first game today at 3:30. It was the George Mason Patriots, the 4th seed, knocking off Drexel, the 5th seed.
Yeah, these two teams played each other in the regular season, both winning on each other's home courts. Today, George Mason jumps out to a small lead at the half, extends that lead in the second half, but Drexel comes roaring back behind its guards, Damian Lee and Franz Massenet. Massenet has a 3-pointer in the final seconds to tie. It goes offline, and George Mason picks up the victory. Sherrod Wright today for George Mason, a team-high 23 points to lead the Patriots.
Sherrod Wright was big for the Patriots indeed today. And then game number 2 this afternoon, kind of very similar to game number 1, low scoring, kind of a slugfest, but Delaware came on top on Hofstra.
Yeah, even though it was a 2 versus 7 matchup, these two teams played in the last week of the regular season. Delaware won by just 1 point in that game, and it was tight again today. Hofstra jumped out to a 3-point lead at the half. Delaware comes out in the second half and took control of the game and actually went up by 10 on Terrell Rogers' 3-pointer to go up 53-43 with 7 minutes left. But Hofstra battles back again, puts together a 7-0 run. But free throw shooting, the difference in this one. The Pride just 7 of 16 from the line, missed the front end of 3 different 1-and-1s, and Delaware is able to pull away for the 62-57 victory.
Then the nightcap in this game wasn't short of highlights, but JMU was able to overcome a second-half deficit and knock off William & Mary to advance to the semifinals.
Yeah, both teams outstanding offensively in this one. A lot of high-flying plays, a lot of great shooting in this one. Game stayed close throughout most of the first half, but in the second half, William & Mary takes a 56-49 lead midway through the second half before JMU goes on a 17-2 run, with Rayshawn Goins contributing 8 points in that run to go up 66-58 with 3:40 left. William & Mary doesn't go away, though, battles back, and it's a 1-possession game. Marcus Thornton with a 3-pointer in the final seconds with 6 seconds left, goes off the mark, and JMU picks up the victory. A.J. Davis and Devon Moore both with 20 points in the game to lead JMU. Marcus Thornton finishes with a game-high 25 points for the Tribe, but the difference for this one, Bobby, was on the glass. JMU with a 34-23 advantage on the glass, including 14 offensive rebounds.
Well, certainly exciting 3 games here at the Richmond Coliseum. But now we move on to semifinals Sunday. And for the first time ever in the CAA history, the semifinals will be broadcasted live on national TV on the NBC Sports Network. Let's begin at 2 o'clock with George Mason taking on Northeastern. Of course, we know Northeastern had the bye yesterday.
Yeah, the other 3 teams had to play today and in tight games. So it'll be interesting to see whether fatigue is a bigger factor than Northeastern that hasn't had a chance to get out here on the Coliseum court. Of course, Northeastern and George Mason, the Huskies won the 2 regular season matchups. So George Mason looking for a little revenge, but it'll be interesting. Sherrod Wright, 23 points today, played real well for George Mason, along with Brian Allen, who had 16 points and 6 steals, going against the 2 great guards for Northeastern, and Jonathan Lee and Joel Smith.
And then the second game at 4:30, it will be the JMU Dukes taking on Delaware Blue Hens. And when we think about this game, the last time these 2 teams played, it was a thriller, and this one should be as well.
Yeah, JMU won both regular season meetings, and as you mentioned, that game in Newark where JMU wins the game basically on an inbounds play with a second to go to Andre Nation. But it should be a fantastic battle. Again, great guard play, Devon Sadler and Jarvis Threet for Delaware. Devon Moore and A.J. Davis for James Madison. Both of these teams trying to get to the championship game. Delaware in the semifinals for the first time since 2003. JMU in the semifinals for the first time since 2001, so a lot of incentive for both teams.
A lot on the line tomorrow. Tomorrow will be semifinal Sunday here at the Richmond Coliseum. Hope you join us on the NBC Sports Network. Rob and I will be here tomorrow night to review those 2 games and get you ready for the CAA Championship Monday night.